in our movement, we have a unique way of greeting each other in Kisii. We say Bwakire, Bwakire, then we say Nyamira Bwakire. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Principal. Thank you, Mike. He's almost my dad, so I get uncomfortable calling him my brother. Thank you, brother, for that wonderful introduction. I am happy to be on these grounds. This is the place that I think that accounts for who I am. The rest of the world sees me, but they don't know where that came from. And as I move around, I believe in roots. We go back to where things started, and so I'm happy to be in these grounds. I'm going to talk to you about just a few things. We're just taking a walk around, meet you and meet the principal, look at the school, and I'm glad we've got an opportunity to hear some of the things that I think we can plan to work together on. Just by way of introduction, what my brother left out is that I have a second job other than working obviously as an international lawyer. I have another job. My other job is being a father and a husband and raising 3 sons. I have 3 boys. Ongeri, that's my father, great father, the one he called veteran. He's 17. My second one, his name is Lawrence Nyakundi, my late brother. And the third born, Lawrence is 12, and my third born is Uncle Mugaka. Now when you're going that way, Mugaka, it's my uncle. My late uncle is, the son is now 10. So I do that job also. My other job, which I have started doing, but I'm still waiting for a few things to be completed, is governor of Nyamira County. I haven't been hired for that one yet, but I'm working on it. Put in the application, and I have to submit the evidence so that you and the other people in the county may hire me for the job. But it doesn't begin when you get elected. The job of being governor begins long, long before that. Because if you're going to be governor of the county, your first obligation is to think. And think far. You are teachers. You get kids who are very young. But because you are visionaries, you are seeing them many years down the road. They are becoming pilots, lawyers, teachers, doctors, engineers. So in the same way, as county governor, it's my job to think about our county, not just 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, but even 100 years from today. What would Nyamira look like when all of us are dead? So I start doing that job before I get sworn in. I'm not going to tell you what I think it would look like, but I can offer you this. From 2022, 5 years down the road, if everything goes the way we want it to go, Nyamira would be a different place. We would have changed Nyamira, transformed it in 5 years. In 10 years, Nyamira would be the best performing county by all measures in the country. That's my goal. So I leave office as governor with Nyamira being at the top. I'm always, and I'm not bragging here, I don't know what number 2 looks like. With everything that I've done, once I put my mind to it, I only have one option. And that's the option we're going to offer the people of Nyamira County. I am founder and patron of Bwakire Nyamira, which is also a foundation. The foundation is called New Dawn, so we just translated Bwakire into what? To New Dawn. Bwakire means a new day has come. And this foundation is headquartered in the US, and our goal is to transform the societies from which we came and we are in 3 different countries. We are in Kenya, and Nyamira is one of the places because I'm there. We also have some work in Liberia and Zimbabwe, those 3 countries. So what we do is, again, think about our societies many, many years down the road. Because what kills us is when we put everything we have into 5-year cycles. So somebody says, I'm going to be governor, after 5 years, I don't know what happens. I'm going to be MP, 5 years, I don't know. We'll get nowhere with that kind of short vision. We have to think further. I have to see and imagine Mong'oni being a center of excellence where people would come from everywhere to learn. Does it have to be just a DEB primary school? Why don't we have global engineers being trained here? Why can't we have an airport where people fly in to learn at this institution? So you see, I think too many years ahead, but that's for another day. So our Bwakire said goal is to transform Nyamira in fundamental ways. And so we say we're going to make Nyamira brighter. We didn't bring the t-shirts, but if you look at our logo, you will see it's a person literally holding the sun. Your science teachers. The sun is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Do you know the courage it would take to hold the sun in your hands? You have to be crazy to do it. But that's what it's going to take for us to change Nyamira. So we have to think boldly and think differently. 2 things I'm going to offer you. You train children here, or pupils as we call them, when they go out looking for work which doesn't exist. Politicians say, yeah, we'll create employment. No employment is created because their vision is short. When I'm governor, I think the mayor would lead not just Nyanza or this side of the world, but also the country in thinking strategically about how to solve unemployment among the youth. I'll give you one example. Everybody has a phone, right? Everybody nowadays has a phone. If we equipped our villages, and I'm not talking, you don't have to build big halls or anything. If we equipped our villages with high-speed internet, every village, then you can sit, this young man can sit in his hut in Mong'oni and work internationally, can he not? Why can't he? Because once you're on a reliable high-speed internet, you can offer services in the US, you can offer services in China. Can't you do that? And you'll get paid salaries that people earn for that work. US is 9 hours behind. So if you were working for, say, a bank that needs things to be reconciled, then they need all this. These things are happening as we speak. It's just that the people in Mong'oni don't know it. You get the work done, by the time they wake up in New York, the reports are ready, you have been paid. If you are paid $20 an hour, $20 an hour is about 2,000 Kenya shillings. Don't you think this young man will be able to feed his family without ever leaving Mong'oni? Doesn't that sound like something we can do? Yeah. But it needs a leader who thinks beyond the village. All right? It's just one example. I won't give you the next one. We say in our movement that we are going to bring in old ideas and new faces. I'm one of the new faces. Have you ever seen me in government here? I've not been in office, not been elected MCA, not MP, not senator, obviously not women's rep, and not governor. Okay? New faces means that we are bringing in people who have not tasted the rot that we have. People who are used to taking money that should have completed this block and putting it in their pocket. Okay? New faces. As part of the new face transformation, I have committed that the next deputy governor of Nyamira County is going to be a woman. We are not compromising on that. That will be the first time, I think, in the city where we have elevated a woman to that level. Again, it's part of the transformation of the leadership. So people would look at it and say, yeah, governor is this young man from Mong'oni, deputy governor is this lady from We haven't decided where she will be from, but she's going to be a lady. I did announce this on Into FM the other day. Let's talk about principle I had you. I think there's some things here that we can begin working on immediately. The admin block, I would wait for your guidance on how we can partner up, but I think that through our foundation, we can offer some things that that would help. We can't do everything. The needs are big, but I think for starters we can look at what's needed for the computer lab, and once we have the costing, I'll talk to my board and see what we're able to do. So that one you can do that. For Education Day, this one I'll have to donate from my own pocket. So it's, when Education Day happens, principal, let me know. If I don't have money, I'll fundraise. I'm a big fundraiser. I tell people that I walk around with a big basket. And because I have many friends, can you imagine the friends I've built over these years? From people who went to school here, through Cardinal Tunga, through University of Nairobi, through Arusha, and 20 years in the US. I think I have a few friends, don't you agree? Yes. So we'll do that. For the Alumni Association, I'm going to offer myself to be a member. Once you set that up, please include me as a member. So if there's a membership fee to be paid, please pay for me and send me the bill. Okay? Some of you might remember that a few years back you got some books from a group called Mkida. You remember Mkida? I'm actually the founder member of Mkida, Minnesota Kenyan International. Minnesota Kenyan International Development Agency. And we partnered with Books for Africa to deliver some books to this school. I was one of the people. What I don't like doing is I don't like saying things that I do. But that has become a liability as a politician because people say, but you've never done it. Yeah, sure. And I say, the books that came to Mong'oni came from me. Yeah, sure. I am the lawyer who set up this agency in the US. So we'll continue partnering with the Books Initiative. The only thing I would ask principal and teachers is make sure that you're getting relevant books. Okay? Because what I see other groups do is they pack books that no one needs in the US, fill them up, and say they are going to move on. My recommendation is that you generate the list. Like we talked about the things you need, then we start looking for them. And not just receive. Because in my house in the US, if you ask me to pack up books I don't need, I can fill 20 boxes. But that is garbage. Am I right? Because they don't respond to the needs of the learners. And the library we're going to build here is not just full of stuff. It has to be full of material that's relevant and helpful to the children. So Books Drive, I think, would do well there. The other thing I wanted to share with you is my brother Lawrence, he was also in this group. Just like me, he was number one every day of the week until he left this school.
Cross secondary in main school, yeah.
In his memory, and this is now from us as Ongeri, in his memory, we decided that we would establish Lawrence Nyakundi Memorial Scholarship in this school, which would support the top two children, boy and girl, that does not have a scholarship from another source. So if the child doesn't have a scholarship, we'll pick that up and we'll take care of the tuition until they get to whatever level that needs to be completed. And that's in honor of my late brother. That's good. I'm about to be done. I don't have too many things to say. The only thing I ask you teachers is that you encourage the leaders to think beyond politics. People say politics is just something we do every 5 years. It may be a one-day event, but it sometimes is a 5-year mistake. And it haunts you for the 5 years. I've been driving through Nyamira County, and I ask myself where all the billions have been going. Because there are no roads, the hospitals are bad. As you can see, we have a good building here, there is no furniture in it. So we can do a better job of brightening this county. And I'm offering myself and other leaders across the world that we're going to bring to this county to develop. One other thing, because you are educators, I wanted to say, is Nyamira probably has the best educated people I've ever seen. When I go to Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, where I live, if there's a Kisi doctor in that hospital, 99% of the time that doctor is from Nyamira County. In the US, where I practice law, there are few lawyers there who come from Kisi, and most of us are from Nyamira County. So we have people here, we have very educated people, but we've not been able to utilize their skills or their connections. What I'm saying is that when I'm governor, I'm going to bring those people here, even if they come and speak to the pupils. You know, when I was in Cardinal Tunga, my favorite part of the school was when they brought successful people to talk to us. I remember Professor Ongeri came and spoke to us, and I said, I want to be a professor one day. So we can gather those people, through our foundation, we can connect them. And when somebody is here, they can stop by here, talk to the pupils. And then if we are fundraising for the library principal, make sure we collect money from them before because they're not going to just come and talk to us. Sure. Collect money for the library. So those are linkages that we'll be able to do. I'll ask for your pardon. We are actually late for 2 other events, but we are together. Thank you for your time. I also know that because we took you off your lunch, I think we'll make sure that there's some lunch for you this afternoon. If there's any question that I can answer within 2 minutes, I'll be glad to. Otherwise, we'll beg to leave. Thank you.